In today's masterclass, we have Carrie from Vet Ranch on YouTube. If you haven't seen her channel, go check it out. She brought Tuco, her Hahns Macaw. Now, this bird has some challenges as it only likes her and wanted to kill me. One of the things that stood out to me immediately is Carrie was a half hour early, which I appreciated that she came and was ready for the class. She was set up for success with the right foundations, but more importantly, she said, hey, even though I've got this wildly successful YouTube channel, my phrasing, not hers, but I think close to 3 million is wildly successful, she said, treat me like I know nothing. And I loved how humble that came across. It gave me an opportunity to talk to a vet about the psychology of behavior training in a way where everybody's guard was down and it was a safe environment to be able to educate.
Good job.
Nice. Okay.
Very good.
Okay, so see how he could just barely reach it? And I was a little closer than I would have liked to be, so I'm gonna give him one more shot. I'll try it again. So by being up, he has to reach up with almost the top of his upper mandible versus if I'm too low, he can actually bite it. So if you want to try that, that's like both of those were gentle targets. Nice. So I would even start it back like 1 more inch.
Okay.
So he's reaching, and then you bring it in slightly closer.
Okay. Touch.
Yeah. See how you forced him to slow down by having it just further. Carrie's goals were very realistic today. 1, she just wanted to learn how to work with him better. And 2, she wanted to try to figure out how to make him calm when working, because typically during a training session, he'd get incredibly heightened, which, as we know by now for all of you watching this channel, that often leads to biting. Carrie has quite a bit of background and experience in training dogs, and something that we've noticed that crosses over with dog trainers into the parrot world is the natural desire to give a lot of verbal praise, which tends to heighten birds. And you'll see the difference when she works with a lot of vocal praise, how heightened he is, as opposed to when we start to strip away that vocalization and watch the calm body language. And step back and allow failure. So the reason I want you to just step back and allow failure is it lets him think about the decision he didn't make. So then he has something to contrast it against with like, oh, this is why I get a treat versus this is I didn't get a treat. So go ahead and come on forward and offer again. See how much more enthusiastic that was?
Oh.
Did you notice a big difference between the first attempt and the second? Just that level of enthusiasm? Yep. And that's why it's really important to allow failure versus like trying to work through like, I want to do this, I know you can do it, just do it. It's really important to like push, and like, okay, you failed, we're gonna take that opportunity away.
Like they're smart enough to think about it.
Yeah.
It's a very dramatic little gallop step up.
This is very enthusiastic.
Anything, yeah? And that's all right. I'd rather you not click than click late.
Because we're not used to clicking for just step ups, I guess. Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so I'll pause you because what I actually want to do is I've noticed that a lot of the handling is he'll start to kind of climb up your arm. So to help prevent that, he can tell he's in training mode. Like you said something about it a moment ago.
Yes.
I want you to click when he steps up, show him the treat, and have him go down to the perch to get the treat. If we start to recondition that the treat comes when you put it back, he's going to be more anticipating going back to the perch and less likely to start going up your shoulder because he knows this is a waste of energy, but if he waits here, he's closer to where the treat's going to be.
Okay.
And by switching where that treat is, yep. Nice. One of the challenges that we noticed immediately is that Carrie's bird wanted to shoulder rush and didn't want to stay on her hand. So a great trick for this is we start to put more value on staying on the perch. And to do this, instead of rewarding with the treat on her hand, we simply would turn around and place a bird back on the perch before giving the treat on the perch, which made the desire for going back to the perch that much higher. So now that her bird was looking to back to the perch to get the treat, we were able to start changing where we were clicking and what we were measuring for success. And that ended up being that we started to lengthen the amount of time that her bird would stay on her hand prior to going back to the perch. This technique made it so that the bird was no longer looking to rush up to her shoulder and that he would just simply look back to the perch for that treat. Since getting calm on cue is what we were really focusing on, and the targets had previously been aggressive, I was able to give Carrie a couple of tricks to be able to put that target stick at just the right spot to start to capture calm when targeting. Carrie was great to work with because she had those foundations. She came to class with an open mind and the willingness to learn, and because of all of that, we were able to make so much success, even though they were small, measurable bites. Really, that's the takeaway. It's not about these huge transformations in one class. It's about being able to walk away with just a couple of tips that will improve your relationship with your bird. And I'm super excited because she's coming back for another class.